Hi, my name is Grace, and this is my lifespan development video project. Question number 1. Describe the following terms. The gut. The gut, also known as the gastrointestinal tract, is the inner tube of life. It stretches from the mouth to the anus at about 9 meters long. It is a very long tube, which is not very smooth. It has ridges, which these ridges are muscles that help the food that is eaten move through the gut. These ridges are known as the villi, which are what make the tract not smooth, and they help with attaining the nutrients from the foods that you eat and absorbing these nutrients. The speaker states that the surface area of all the villi has been taken, and it is approximately the size of a badminton court. This extremely large size is useful in obtaining nutrients from foods in order to keep your body healthy. The microbiota in the gut is all of the microorganisms living in a particular environment. More than 99% of DNA in our bodies is from bacteria. Hormones that are produced in the gut can regulate our appetite. It can also regulate how much we eat and when we eat. Microbes can alter this balance of hormones. For example, leptin regulates hunger. Question 1, Part B. Gut microbes. The gut is packed full of microbes and bacteria, free-floating, and physical contact with the gut lining. Gut microbes are essential for health and survival. 80% of our gut microbes cannot be cultured, which is not a very good representation of our guts, according to the speaker in the video. Although this is not a very good representation, with new technology, we are able to learn more about what happens inside of our guts rather than what we can and can't culture on a petri dish. All of the gut microbes in our body weigh about 2 to 3 kilograms, or also, as stated, about 1.5 liters. There are 1,000 of different species. There are 2 specific types of bacteria that are predominant in all individuals. These 2 types are known as the bacteroidetes and the firmicutes. They degrade complex carbohydrates, synthesize essential fatty acids, and are the source of indispensable amino acids and vitamins. Gut microbes can also control our eating behaviors by influencing the signals that are delivered to the brain via the vagus nerve. The product of all this metabolism created by gut microbes is gas. We expel about 1 to 4 liters of gas per day. And 60% of your stool is made of bacteria alive and dead due to these gut microbes. Question 1, Part C. Gut microbes and what we eat. What we eat influences our microbes, which in turn influences our normal brain function. In digestion, as stated by the speaker, the gut is a massive bioreactor. This means that what we consume in foods is broken down by the small intestine, where simple sugars in what we eat are absorbed, and the complex sugars are passed through into the large bowel to be fermented by bacteria in the colon. The end product of this process is known as short-chain fatty acids. This provides about 5 to 15% of the energy requirements that we need. The bacteria in our colon are responsible for helping break down the nutrients in our food so that when we absorb them, it makes the gut a massive bioreactor. What we eat has a massive effect on whether or not our gut microbes are healthy and well populated or unhealthy and lowly populated. It is important to avoid foods that kill your own gut microbes and to consume more foods that keep your gut bacteria healthy. Question 1, Part D. Gut microbes therapy. What is it? How is it therapeutic? What is one research study related to gut microbes that is found to affect health? First, what is it? Gut microbes therapy aims to help train and fix the gut microbiome using therapeutic methods such as pharmaceuticals, biotics, prebiotics, probiotics, and microbiota transplants. This method creates the opportunity to enhance the gut microbes to make the patient healthier. Examples of gut microbe therapies include pharmaceuticals or antimicrobial therapy that helps with toxicity, pathogen outgrowth, resistance. It is expensive, but vancomycin can be effective for diet-induced obesity. Next are biotics. The two categories of these are probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics can decrease food intake, reduce food mass, and improve insulin sensitivity and glucose tolerance. Using this treatment in pregnancy can reduce abdominal fat at 6 months after birth. Prebiotics are foods to feed your healthy microbes. There are different types of sugars like insulin, fructooligosaccharides or FOS, polydextrose, arabinogalactan, lactulose, and lactitol. They can come from breast milk, which is a good source of inulin. They can come from whole grains, onions, bananas, garlic, honey, leeks, chicory, artichokes, fortified foods and beverages, dietary supplements, as well as other food applications. It is important to include 5 servings of fruit and vegetables each day to also maintain the prebiotics. Prebiotics and probiotics are very important to keep your gut microbes healthy. In order to stay healthy, ensure exposure to microbes throughout life, eat a varied and nutritious diet, and restore depleted or lost populations of microns. It is also important to reduce the use of antibiotics, which destroy your healthy gut microbes. Next are microbiota transplants. FMT, or fecal microbiota transplantation, is a wholesale replacement of gut microbes. This can be used for metabolic disorders such as obesity, eating disorders such as food aversions or food hypersensitivity, autoimmune diseases such as inflammatory bowel disease, rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, or in turn just aging. The transfer of intestinal microbiota increases insulin sensitivity in individuals with metabolic syndrome. In this case, donor selection is extremely important because it can cause negative effects such as weight gain or obesity. One study related to gut microbes that is found to affect health is the seaweed diet. In this diet, the genes encoding the enzymes that are able to digest seaweed are present within the microbiota of Japanese populations. These genes originate from aquatic bacteria contaminating consumed seaweed, which are acquired by our gut bacteria. This research diet is found to be extremely effective in maintaining a healthy gut. Question number 2. What is a new thing you learned from this theory that you did not know before? I have not been very familiar with this theory, but I did find it interesting that microbiota transplants, such as the fecal microbiota transplantation or FMT, is very effective in replacing our gut microbes. This method can be used for people with obesity, eating disorders, autoimmune diseases, Crohn's disease, or even just aging. I also find it extremely interesting that one can engineer these microbes, whether it is using antibiotics or bacteriophages, in order to impact human health and disease. Question number 3. What are the specific areas of our body that get affected by the type of microbes in our guts? First, energy, metabolism, and immunity can be affected through fatty acids. Cell growth and metabolism can be affected through vitamin H. Blood coagulation can be affected through vitamin K. Neurotransmitters and brain function can be affected through tryptophan, serotonin, dopamine, GABA, noradrenaline, and acetylcholine. Sleep and mood can be affected by HCA and HMS, and bad breath can also be affected. Our gut bacteria can influence our appetite and food preferences by how our body works. An experiment on mice showed that normal gut microbes can influence brain development and behavior. Gut microbes can transfer emotions. For example, microbes from an adventurous mouse were put into a timid mouse. The timid mouse became adventurous and vice versa. Therefore, the adventurous mouse became timid. The gut is our second brain that produces a lot of neurotransmitters. The vagus nerve can cause drastic weight loss if damaged or blocked. This nerve stimulation by gut neurohormones can also drive excess eating behaviors. The gut microbes can regulate gut neurohormone secretion as well. It can also produce mimetics of neurotransmitters that affect our alertness and our mood as well. Question number 4. Important chemicals and hormones found in our brains are thought to be affecting our overall health and are now found to be produced in our guts and not necessarily within our brains. The idea is to make your gut healthier for improvement of overall health. One major element to make our guts is bacteria. Due to the video, how is the type of bacteria determined in the beginning? Do we get bacteria and microbes from others or other external activities? And if so, what types of activities or elements cause us to exchange our bacteria? In the beginning, the type of our bacteria is described as constantly changing due to our environments, like who we are with and what we eat. We do get bacteria and microbes from others and external activities. We all share about 57 species of bacteria, or as the speaker refers to it as our core microbiota. Your microbiota is unique to yourself as an individual. The microbiota of family members are more similar than those of unrelated individuals. Microbiota of monozygotic twins have similar variability as that of dizygotic twins. The earlier exposures to the environment is a key factor in your adult microbiota as well. Also, your mothers are a major source of gut microbes, whether it is vaginally or through C-section. The important chemicals and hormones found in our brain that the speaker talks about are dopamine, which about half is produced in the gut, and some microbes can also produce vast amounts of this. Second is serotonin. Virtually all of this is made in the gut, and microbes can mimic it or block it in the gut. Also, our nose, lungs, breathing, eating, and our skin, as well as pets, where we live, type of accommodation of dwellings of where you live, living indoors or outdoors, and whether you are inactive or active, all expose us to our different types of microbes. Question number 5. What types of food is considered effective to increase good bacteria, good microbes in our guts? List 5 food sources that improve gut microbes. You may get additional information. Your gut microbes can influence what and when you eat and whether you remain healthy or unhealthy. Diet is a major driving force in shaping the human microbiome. The nutrients that you consume determine the makeup of your gut microbes. Fasting can reduce the overall microbial diversity, while feeding can increase the microbial diversity. Microbes can influence obesity as well as being lean. Fast food specifically can kill the microbes that keep you healthy and thin. This can cause a loss of diversity in microbes in the gut that can lead to weight gain. This loss of diversity is not good because it can have effect on the health of our guts. Changing this microbiota can change eating behavior. If we increase the diversity of these gut microbes, it should reduce our food cravings and lead to weight loss. The types of foods that are considered to increase good bacteria in our guts are fruits and vegetables, as well as probiotics and prebiotics. 5 food sources that improve microbes include prebiotics such as garlic, onion, seaweed, fruits like banana and apples, barley and oats, yogurts, and other vegetables like asparagus. Question number 6. What is the effect of taking too many antibiotics for too long for our bodies and gut bacteria? What other things affect reducing gut bacteria that in turn deteriorate our overall health? How many, what types, and how long you are using antibiotics all affect our gut microbes. Gut microbe populations, change with antibiotic treatment. Antibiotics can drastically change the microbiota because they kill them in our guts while also killing its target, which is a good thing but can also be bad because it is killing our good bacteria. Antibiotics are also used in agriculture and get excreted and can contaminate streams and rivers and also get back into the food chain. Also, antibiotics to children have consequences. These consequences can drive bacteria to become more resistant. MRSA is an example, and it is now resistant to a lot of antibiotics that we use, and as a result, a lot of people die from this disease each year. We administer too many antibiotics, which leads to more and more resistance of them. 85% of the drugs that we take are taken orally, which allow gut microbes to impact drugs and their action. They produce enzymes to alter the structure. This produces a lot of factors that interfere with their action, and they can alter how tissues, such as the liver and the gut, can break them down. Administering the bad drugs can lead to increased toxicity as well as resistance. Gut microbes can also process drugs to increase protection, which is a good thing. How you react to a drug can depend on the type of microbes that you have in your gut. A specific type of drug that was mentioned in the video was personalized drugs, which are drugs that are provided to you because of how you respond best to them due to the microbes that you have in your gut. Question number 7. What do you do yourself in order to improve your gut bacteria? List 3 things you may want to do. If you have done gut microbe therapy yourself, share the effects of it. In order to improve my gut bacteria, I can eat more prebiotic foods to help heal my gut and make it healthier. Some examples of these types of foods include garlic, onions, asparagus, bananas, barley, oats, apples, and cocoa. I also heard in the video the option of a seaweed diet. In a seaweed diet, the genes encoding enzymes are able to digest seaweed, and these genes originate from aquatic bacteria that contaminate consumed seaweed. These are acquired by gut bacteria. I don't know if I can necessarily consume a seaweed diet because it does not sound good, but it is a great option for someone who is really trying or needing to improve their gut health. A second option is to take probiotics. These probiotics can help balance my gut microbiome and help my immune system with fighting infection. This option is really good for your digestive system and your overall gut health. A third option is to avoid taking long-term medications or antibiotics. I learned in the video that taking antibiotics for vast amounts of time harms your gut microbiome. I mentioned earlier that gut microbe populations change with antibiotic treatment. Antibiotics can drastically change the microbiota because they can kill them all in our guts while also killing its target. Also, I have not done the gut microbes theory myself, but as I mentioned in the first and second questions, I would be willing to focus on prebiotics and probiotics most in order to improve my gut bacteria.